Character counts everywhere, all the time. Whether life's easy or an uphill climb, we will shine when we walk that line. Character counts everywhere, all the time.
This is Gary Smith with a character connection lesson just for administrators. I remember it as if the event happened just yesterday. It occurred while doing a one-day in-service program in a school in Oklahoma. As the time came for my presentation to begin, the principal slid into the auditorium through the side door to read my introductory bio and then stand off to the side as I came up on stage. My brief introduction began with a short video presentation of quotation slides set to music. Shortly after the auditorium lights dimmed and the video started, I witnessed the principal exiting out the auditorium. I immediately followed him and asked, "Where are you going?" His response went something like this: "This character stuff, it's not for me. It's just for teachers. I've got more important things to do today than sit through a presentation not applicable to what I do as a principal." I don't know what came over me as I responded. If you don't think this applies to you and you stay away from my presentation, I'm going home. Ever had it where you throw out a threat and then wonder how you're going to follow through? Well, that was me as the principal still stopped in his tracks, pondered his response to my threat to leave. "You wouldn't dare," is all he could muster. My retort was also brief, but still uncertain as to what I would really do if he chose not to join his teachers. I knew his absence would send a message to the teachers in the auditorium. There was one more thing they would have to do while not being able to count on his support. Well, to my relief, he walked back into the auditorium and at first spent a portion of the morning glaring at me, but then really became involved and committed. A second illustration is from a large Texas school district that invited me to train all of the district's guidance counselors. They, in turn, would train others at their schools on the implementation of character counts the following year. I later found that I discovered a few of the successful initiatives have been done in schools, but for the most part, the response from principals and teachers alike said that this character counts program was what guidance counselors should be doing. Teachers who were not trained said, "Leave us alone so we can teach content." Principals with no understanding as what their role was to be said they could find limited value in being involved. They missed the fact that the pillars of character were really operational values, how they ought to be running their school: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, citizenship, moral right, and good. I share these two stories with you because I am convinced more than ever before you as a school leader play a pivotal role in the effectiveness of a Character Counts initiative. It will not happen without you. Sure, it may have strong teacher support at a grade level or two in spite of you. I want you to realize that Character Counts is not just a program to fix the behavior of students. Rather, it is the way a school should operate. In all decisions made by you as the principal that impact students, staff, and parents, these ethical values need to be kept foremost in mind. Simply put, a principal must value integrating character into the life of the school as much as he or she values effective instructional practices in math or reading. The principal cannot view character counts as an add-on or one more thing to cram into the teaching day. Okay, you've been asked, or maybe better said, obligated to implement character counts. I don't want you to think that promoting and advocating character is one more thing to add to your full plate. Rather, think of character counts as the plate. This should be the framework of how to teach students. But for you, it is the way to govern, to manage, and lead your school. Nor should the responsibility to teach or lead character counts be left up to a single person on your staff. I've been intrigued as to what makes an effective character counts school. I'm in the process of conducting interviews with principals of schools that I hold as models of character development. And what I'm finding is that these schools have a positive climate, high staff morale, inspirational and active leadership, an emphasis on quality teaching, engaged students and staff in an environment that is conducive to learning, where students are safe, physically and emotionally. Well, let me be more specific by sharing what I found to be the principal's role in a successful Character Counts initiative. The principal is responsible, and when I was superintendent, held my principals accountable to things like this. They create a vision with staff as to what the school will be like as a result of Character Counts, and promotes it on the school website in communications with staff and parents, whether written or oral, whether it's on a Twitter account or a Facebook page or LinkedIn, some way that they make that connection that they are speaking and talking Character Counts 24/7. Incorporates Character Counts in the student discipline program, realizing that the pillars are outcomes of desirable student behavior. A third one, it encourages students in classroom lessons that allow for character connections to be created by the intersection of a teacher's academic content and these desired values. Or requiring all teachers to include in the day a specific 10-minute lesson on character. That means providing the staff with the necessary resources to make that happen. Ensures professional development opportunities exist and supports the efforts of our character facilitator. 5, establishes a school committee that will lead, plan, and support the initiative with direct involvement on your part as a member of the team or somebody else from administration. Creates time at staff meetings to promote and advocate for Character Counts that would make it clear to all staff of the value and benefits. Some ideas. This could involve you in distributing or modeling the lesson, having staff discussion as to what has been working with Character Counts, maybe at a particular grade level, or what the school can do to teach the pillars and strategies for students to make good choices. But taking time at a regular staff meeting to emphasize the importance of Character Counts. That's under your leadership. 7, maybe this is kind of long-term, but incorporates in the hiring of all staff and subsequent evaluation procedures, specific expectations related to character. See, I'm convinced that character questions need to be included in that interview process. My mantra became after a number of years as superintendent was hire for character, and if you have to, train for skills. All of these strategies could be summarized by a desire for the administrator to be a visible and active leader in the intentional and explicit promotion of Character Counts. For my 30 years as school administrator, and now 13 years with Character Counts, I've come to the conclusion that's very difficult to move a character development framework forward without the leadership of the principal. Rather, you as a principal must insist that all adults must kind of model good character, seek student buy-in into character development while encouraging parents to reinforce these values at home. For you as an administrator, this really establishes a goal for your school, and I am convinced will lead to desired changes academically, socially, and behavior on the part of staff and students.
I care about you, you care about me. We live in harmony. With our kindest hands, we build loving lands.